See that look better? Damn. My face is mad big. We get this right. I'm having an old man moment. Old man moment. Alright, that's cool. Hey, it's just gonna look like heaven in the background. Let me share this to my Facebook real quickly. My apologies, man. Having an old man moment. What's good, everybody? Good evening. Salutations. This weather is all over the place. I feel myself trying to get sick. Today I have a specific agenda. I'm not talking about nothing. I'm just doing jokes. That's it. That's why I titled this episode 38. We in the dojo. If you come in late, well, actually I'm a little early, you know, but I just want to keep you to the jokes today, you know. That's it. Today is going to be specifically about the craft. Today, you know, this is just going to be a vacation from the normal goings on the tap-in. I got some shows coming up, headlining a few places next weekend. April 18th, be at the Elbow Room at the April Foolishness Comedy Show. That's aprilfoolishness.eventbrite.com. If you are in the West Hartford, Connecticut area, I say pull up. You will enjoy the show. It will be headlined by Funny Bone regular Gary Alexis, featuring Annie Benani, aka Annie Powell, and Dan Brown. And myself, Mo Green. I'll be hosting that show. But this particular one, I'm just gonna do some jokes. I see people popping in a little bit. I wanna wait until I get on the main road so I'm not as distracted. You know what I'm saying? Once I get past these lights. We're gonna start it up. We're gonna start it up, man. Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? What's going on, YouTube family, man? You know, as I get older and I'm around the other folks, white folks, for some reason I always feel compelled to pronounce the word ask with 3 syllables. Ask with 3 syllables. When I'm around white folks, so I do not get judged, I pronounce ask with 3 syllables. If you're a black man and you do not pronounce ask with 3 syllables around white people, they're gonna talk about you. They're gonna know that you went to a state college. What am I joking about? It don't matter what you say, they're still gonna talk about you when you're around them, man. It ain't make no damn difference, man. You know what I can't trust? You know who I don't trust? I don't trust people that don't like pancakes. They are extremely hard to be trusted. Because how could you not like the buttery, fluffy, golden discs of deliciousness with the crisp edges? That's like saying I don't even like living, man. You know what I mean? You know the one thing, when I was in state college, I did this research paper. And what I found out is the one thing that Joe Stalin, Genghis Khan, and Adolf Hitler shared in common, none of them enjoyed breakfast pastries. So if me and you going out to eat in the morning and I notice you get a boiled egg, rye toast, and black coffee, it's safe to assume that you have Mein Kampf in your library. For those that don't know what Mein Kampf is, that was Hitler's diary. Day 1, I hate the Jews. Day 2, I'm gay. That's, I would imagine, it's really a manifesto, but a lot of people don't know what the word manifesto means, so I prefer to use the word diary. You get the point, man. Now I work for a welding company. I deliver various chemicals, and I've been working in Vermont, man. Vermont is beautiful. Vermont is gorgeous, man. You know, you got beautiful evergreen trees. You know, beautiful mountains, beautiful architecture. It's very Hallmark Christmas card like. You know what that means, man? It ain't no thugs in Vermont. There ain't no thugs in Brattleboro, Vermont, man. You ain't never seen no thug on a Christmas card. And just as I said that, I'm on my way to my next stop, and I see this black dude walking down the street with a bucket hat, a book bag, baggy jeans. And I thought to myself, that dude's in witness protection. He is not here by choice. It is a court order. He snitched on everybody. He told on the entire organization. So the only thing he has to do out here is eat pancakes. He definitely does not have Mein Kampf in his library. But I'm willing to bet he has a big booty white woman in his room. Because Vermont is known for two things. Being very cold. Being very cold. He said, a book bag means he's a student. Nah, man, not if you're a hood dude. Not if you're a hood dude in Vermont, man. That book bag means you selling drugs. You got drugs in there. You got spray paint cans. Listen, I'm being very white and racist. I just told you I pronounced the word ask. So if I see a black dude with a bucket hat, a book bag, and some baggy jeans in Brattleboro, Vermont, I'm just going to assume he's not there for good intentions, man. You know? Yeah, but Vermont is known for two things: being cold and maple syrup. So you know what that means? The women there are very thick and hairy. You know? Legs look like Ugg boots, man. And I wanted to bet that brother with the book bag, the bucket hat, and the bag. The book bag, the bucket hat, and the baggy jeans, that's her boo-boo. I can almost assure and guarantee that, man. 100% guarantee, man. You know what you don't see, man? Two straight men sharing an ice cream cone together, man. You don't think about it, you don't never see that. Like men will share blunts with each other. Men will even share women with each other. But when it comes to some butter pecan on a waffle cone, if one man tries to get a taste while the other man is eating, that's a violation, man. I don't understand that, man. Like the other day, like my boy know I don't smoke weed. I got a CDL, I can't smoke weed. But he always offered me trees. Like, yo, man, Mo, smoke some weed. Like, nah, man, I don't like weed, plus I got my CDL, you know? He even let me sleep with his wife. But one day it was mad hot. I ain't have no water. And this dude was eating a butter pecan on a waffle cone. I was like, yo, man, let me get a bite, man. Let me get a lick. And he got offended, man. I said, so you mean to tell me you will share the blunt that you slobbered all over? You will share your wife's vagina? But we can't share this ice cream cone together, man? Priorities, man. My goal, I tell all my open mic, all the new comedians, man, like when you're performing, always have a specific goal of what you're trying to do. And my goal today is just to do jokes that I'm uncomfortable with, jokes that aren't really worked out, just to get them out in the universe. I'm trying to do it without my notes. I can pause this for a second and look at my notes in my phone, but I'm not going to do that. I wrote it down earlier, and it will come to me. It will most definitely come to me, man. You know what I'm saying? My lady cooks for me. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I can't just go out indiscriminately and just eat all willy-nilly. It's almost like eating is cheating. I gotta have a snack within this podcast. Once I get to the crib, my girl gonna confront me at the door. Talk about, let me smell your breath. Is that Chick-fil-A on your collar? Like, no. That's booty. Booty, not real booty. Booty is like a perfume. I would never cheat on my woman. Never cheat. My woman, she don't really cook though. She don't really cook. She real good at Costco. She got the platinum membership. She's revolutionary with the rotisserie. She is miraculous with the microwave. She is the admiral of the air fryer. But when you with somebody for over a year, like me and my girl, we going on 2 years. We'll be 2 years in June. When you start to learn about somebody, you learn all the idiosyncrasies. And even though my girl, you know, she got the Costco card, she take care of me, whatever, love me, adore me, respect me. We was on the verge of breaking up. She not really good with the domestic skills, yo. She don't use no fabric softener in the laundry, man. All my clothes be coming out crunchy and stiff. So when I put on my work uniform, I be feeling like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz, yo. I said, girl, man, why you don't use fabric softener? This is ridiculous. She's like, I don't like my clothes flour leak fresh. I said, well, what you want, the mechanical musty? And this is gonna make black folks furious, man. My lady only used one dryer sheet for 2 loads of clothes. One dryer sheet for 2 loads of clothes. Black people use 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers. 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers. And she mixed the colors with the whites. I said, this is not the dream that Dr. King have in mind. When it comes to mixing colors and whites, I'm the grand wizard of washing. Very, very racist. All my wife beaters was pink. So when you look at my underwear drawer, I look like the biggest supporter of breast cancer awareness. Man, you know, a couple of years ago, there was a story of these group of thugs that rushed into a church and they robbed it. The church got robbed by some thugs. The people robbed the church. You know what I thought to myself? It's about time. Because churches have been robbing people for centuries. It's finally good to see the rabbit having a gun. Finding out a church got robbed by people is like finding out a black person has a white slave. I mean, we've only given 500 years of servitude. At least we can have is one indentured servant, man. I swear, man. I'm trying to think of all the jokes that make, I don't care if I get no laughs or nothing. Everything that makes me be uncomfortable, man. It's weird. I was born in 79, but, you know, my young years is in the 80s. Like people say I'm a 70s baby, even though I was born the last year of the 70s. I don't remember nothing from the 70s. But I remember the 80s very well, and I remember the 90s very well. And in the 90s, that's pretty much when I became a teenager. I started getting into music. And I love freestyle music, man. But going back and listening to it, it gave young men the most terrible advice if you pay attention to the lyrics. Like there was this one song, Maria, the most beautiful thing I ever, by TKA. Maria, right? And they had this, you know, the lyrics is, she was fine. Okay, she was beautiful, right? This girl was from the projects. What? She had long brown hair and her body wouldn't compare. Okay, so she got long brown hair. She got nice and shapely. She from the projects. She had a boy, what? A drug dealer, but I didn't mind. She had a drug dealer and you didn't mind? What are you talking about you didn't mind, man? You got this big booty Hispanic chick with the brown hair and the shapely body in the projects with a drug dealer and you don't care, man? Drug dealers is capping dudes for $5. What you think he's gonna do over his booty cheeks. But you know what? I gave it a song. I gave it a chance, man. The chorus is crazy though. He's like, so tell your boyfriend how I think about. He said, don't tell your boyfriend how I feel about you, 'cause I need you, and I gotta make you mine. Listen. If Maria with the big booty and the brown hair in the projects is chilling with the kingpin Hector knows everything that's going on in her life. Hector, even in the 90s, has Maria's phone tapped. Hector got everybody in the neighborhood watching Maria, man. Pedro, ain't no point in trying to mess with Maria. Leave her alone. She in the projects. She with a kingpin drug dealer. You know what I mean? You need to stay away from that situation, man. Because he going to find out you got a crush on her, and she probably like you a little bit. He going to slap Maria. He going to kill you. But this is the advice that TKA gave us, man. Chase after a drug dealer, a drug kingpin's girlfriend in the projects. Yeah, that was some real good advice. Not. And then, let's say for instance, Pedro somehow works it out and winds up winning Maria from Hector. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he set up Hector to die. That's like the worst situation. Maybe he got Hector locked up. You know what I mean? Or maybe he just took Maria away and they just moved. They just relocated. Pedro ain't really getting money like that, man. He probably got a paper route. You know what I'm saying? He probably work at CVS and he got a paper route on the side, man. How you gonna compete how is he gonna compete with the lifestyle that Maria is used to? You know what I'm saying? Maria is used to Bentleys, Birkin bags, trips to Belize. You know what I mean? What you gonna give her with your CVS salary supplemented with the paper route? Bubbles, birthday card, and books, and you picking her up on your bicycle. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. You picking them on the handlebars, man. Nah, they gave terrible advice. Freestyle music was terrible advice. I love Puerto Ricans, man. My girlfriend's Puerto Rican. I think Puerto Ricans are some of the most beautiful women on earth. Great, beautiful people. You say, am I Ice Cube? No, this ain't Ice Cube. Maybe I'll take this off. This make me look like less Ice Cube. Okay, you see the baldy? That's me right there. I think Puerto Rican women are some of the most beautiful people on earth, man. But I got an issue with the fellas though, the poppies though, man. Like, they cool people, they loyal and all that, but what make them think driving around the hood in a Honda Civics with the windows down, blasting reggaeton, all trouble, like it's popping, man? That thing is terrible, man. They be rolling through the hood like this. Nah, that's way too much bass. It actually goes like this. Hold on. Turn that ish off. He was playing it at 6 a.m. I gotta get woken up to roosters and tweeters, man. This is ridiculous. I feel like reggaeton is like aphrodisiac music for ditzy Latin women. Because I could be driving down the street. Hold on. And I see like a Puerto Rican chick walk by and she hears it, she's like, oh my God, that's my song, I'm pregnant. And just like that, she's pregnant from the sound waves, man. Puerto Ricans are a very, very fertile people, man. You gotta be careful with these Hispanic, with Puerto Rican women especially, man. If you send them a dirty text, that might get them pregnant. Be careful. Gotta be careful with that. Gotta be careful. Good morning from Brazil. Good morning, Nunez. That's what your name is, Nunez. Good morning. Yeah, I'm just running the jokes. I don't care if they suck or not. But I think I'm gonna keep it on the should I keep it on the racial theme? Yeah, bump it. I'll keep it on the racial theme. What if like Indians? They have this perception that Indians don't smell good. What if that's not true? What if they don't stink? You know? What if that's just that how they're supposed to smell, and we the ones that got it all wrong, over perfuming ourselves, man, over cologning and saturating ourselves in various delicious smelling soaps. Because Indian women are some of the most beautiful women on the planet. They give Puerto Rican women a run for their money, man. And you always see beautiful, shapely Indian woman. What an Indian dude is like Cash Patel. They just look kind of dorky, you know. They walk funny, you know. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying this is what it is. How is he bagging her, man? He not getting her with his swag. He getting her with his essence. We thought that was funk. But in reality, that's pheromones, man. I wish I could bottle up some Indian sweat and synthesize it into a fragrance and spray that on my body. 6 months from now, I'll be having some Reese's peanut butter babies. You got chocolate in my peanut butter. You got peanut butter in my chocolate, baby. And that's how the Reese's are made, man. That's how the babies come together. What else, man? Don't you hate when like telemarketers call your phone? Don't you hate like somehow they'll have your local number and they'll actually like, would you like solar panels on your house? But you don't even own a house. Matter of fact, you paying rent, living with your family. But somehow they got your phone number trying to hustle and harass you, trying to get you to put solar panels on your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all you pay for. You don't pay for the whole house. You make no decisions in what happens with the structure of the home. You know the best way to get them off the phone? You have to speak in a worse accent than them. We're like, hello, would you like solar? Hello! Hello, would you like solar? Hello! Hello, would you like so? Hello! And after a while, they get frustrated and they call you all kinds of bad names and they hang up on you. That's like, how you gonna get frustrated? You got a bad accent, but you frustrated at my bad accent? Yeah, we live in a twisted world, man. We live in a twisted world. Politics, we're gonna slide over there. Like I said, I'm not using my notes. Whatever can come to my brain and work this out, I gotta get over the anxiety of not being funny. It's just about talking. The funny gonna come. Man, last week, Donald Trump fired Pam Bondi, and a lot of people on the left was conflicted. Because on the one hand, they was happy that Pam Bondi got fired because they didn't like her. But they was confused about it because it was Donald Trump's decision. So I know like 20 million Democrats' heads exploded trying to wrap their hands around what happened in that instance, man. I saw Donald Trump is the biggest troll on earth. Biggest troll on earth. He's posting on Truth Social that the Iranians don't open up straight. He gonna blow up bridges. He gonna blow up power plants. He's gonna end the entire civilization. He's gonna kill 90 million people. He's gonna kill more people than Joe Stalin, Adolf Hitler, and Genghis Khan killed combined, making him the most evil person in the history of evil. And so many Democrats believed him. I'm like, you can't be serious. This dude is always using hyperbole. He's like, oh my God, this is so bad. He's about to end the world and kill all the Iranians. And then 8 p.m. on that Tuesday comes and goes, and somehow resolution was worked out. And them same people was like, I knew he was bullshit. I knew he wouldn't do it the whole. That's my thing. If you think Trump is a liar, why do you believe anything that he says? Now, that's more preaching than comedy. But again, I'm just talking this stuff out till it works. Talking it out until it works, man. Black men are very homophobic. Black men are some of the most homophobic individuals on earth. You doing that? You wear sandals, man. Pause. You know, you compliment a man's shirt. Pause. But they will share blunts with each other. I don't know what's more homoerotic than two men sharing marijuana. Because do you know the process that goes into rolling a blunt? It's like put the weed in, roll it up. So you got all your saliva and your DNA. You got all your saliva and your DNA, and you're and that's what you're using to freaking like sanitize the blunt. If you knew the process that really went into smoking a blunt, you gotta say pause in between each smoking. Pause, pass, pause, pass, pause, pass, pause, pass. You said do the credit score prison joke? All right, I'll do that joke. You give me a Fortnite, man. You follow me a lot, so I'll do that joke. I love doing shows in different places. Even though I'm a bigger guy, I don't like confrontation. I'm always concerned about the thugs that are gonna be there. And recently, I did a show in the richest town in Connecticut, Greenwich, home of Vince McMahon. And contrary to popular belief, there's a lot of thugs in Greenwich. But the thugs in Greenwich, they look weird. The thugs in Greenwich look kind of strange. They're the type of thugs that'll like steal your identity, but then improve your credit. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with good credit, but you can't go from 500 to 800 in one day. It's gonna raise some red flags. My black behind gonna get thrown in prison. And prison is not a good look for me. Because in the streets, I know y'all thought this, I look like Overton. But in prison, I look like Amber Rose. Bald head, big booty, light skin. In prison, we're practically identical twins. And you don't want to be Amber Rose's twin in prison, Fortnite man. You will become the main course. That's like being beef patties around Jamaicans. That's like being spaghetti around Italians. That's like being cats around Asians. Now, I know some of y'all on this line are judging me. I know some of y'all on this live are judging me. But we know for a fact the meat texture in the Chinese food is different. You thought that was General Tso's chicken? That's General Tso's kitten, man. And when you eat it too fast and you burp, you go, meow. And I know that sounds kind of racist, but when I wrote that joke, there were no Asians in the room, and it is okay to talk junk about folks if they're not in the room. I learned that from white people. Because I feel like racism is therapeutic. I feel like racism is necessary. I feel like racism is as much of an American pastime as apple pie and baseball. I'm not talking about disenfranchising anybody. I'm not talking about harming anyone. But if you say that Amber Rose is not bald no more, yeah, you know what? I probably should go with Jada Pinkett. But you know, when I say Amber Rose, I like the rhythm of it. Amber Rose. It got a 1, 2, 3. Jada Pinkett. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I like the Amber Rose. Like the 1, 2, 3. Like, see, I'm giving y'all an inside look to the poetics of how I write my jokes. So I know Amber Rose ain't bald, but people still knew her for being bald. So I'll keep it Amber Rose. And then even when I reference her, I say Kanye West's ex-girlfriend. And when Kanye was with her, she was bald at the time. You know what I'm saying? So people remember her for being bald. So I'm gonna keep it at that. I feel like racism is as much of a pastime as apple pie and baseball. I'm not talking about disenfranchising anybody, and I'm not talking about harming anyone. But if like, and I'm talking to the white people, you know, if your boss is a jerk to you at work, or somebody cuts you off in traffic and they not of your ilk, you're gonna want to say a few choice words. If you don't let it out, you know what I'm saying, you get sick. Because it's like poop. It builds up in your body. It builds up in your body. It builds up in your body. You got to let it out. Say the N-word at home. Take a crap at home. Now that I gave white people to say the N-word, if a black person pisses them off in real life, but they got to say it at home, y'all going to say it so much, it's going to sound like the music at the beginning of Pulp Fiction. It's going to be like... And I will rain down with fire, anger, and fury, and you will know my name is the Lord when I bring my vengeance upon thee. And that's what a black person will say if you use the N-word in front of them that many times before he punches you in the grill. I just added that tag. I'm about to keep that. I just added that tag, man. Here's another joke. I said, ever since I've been with my lady, no other woman has been in my passenger seat. Ever since I've been with my lady, no other woman has been in my passenger seat. Because I'm usually in the passenger seat of my side ladies. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Hey, nobody in my car. I'm kidding, man. I'm joking, man. I've been with my lady for the past 21 months. This is the most faithful I've been in 10 months. Kidding, man. A lady 4'11", she'll kick me in my shin. She'll punch my shins. If I ever cheat on her, man, my shins going. If I ever cheat on my woman, my shins will regret it. My lady's Puerto Rican. She's petite, and she's a professional lawyer. So you know what that means? Winning an argument with her is impossible. It is an impossibility. Her nickname is Your Honor. Your Honor. Your Honor. My lady's nickname is Your Honor. Your Honor. Your Honor. But I'm glad I got my girl right now. I'm glad I got my lady, man. Because, like, my ex broke up with me for the dumbest of reasons. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me because she wanted me to wait 90 days till it was time to do that love thing. And I made it. I made it to the finish line. And when it was time to collect my trophy, when it was time to get my bouquet, she wanted me to use a condom. Ugh. I told her I can't use condoms because it messes with my pH balance. And by pH, I mean penis hardening. Because I'm 47 years old. Condom is like cock, kryptonite. Whenever I put one on, I feel like a Vietnam veteran with both of his arms blown off from a dirty bomb. I can't salute. My sex soundtrack is... She gave me the dishonorable discharge. So it's a good thing we broke up, man. Because she was filthy. She was so dirty. Whenever she got out of the bathtub, it looked like Saturn. You get it? Because I had the ring, right? You know what I'm saying? The bathroom like space. The final frontier. She had Star Wars towels. She had R2-D2 toothpaste. Nah, that's not the reason why we broke up, though. Just messing with y'all. The real reason why we broke up, because she's a younger lady and I'm an older man. At the time, I was 42 and she was 29, and I just don't have the drive that I had when I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I had the sex drive of a push-start engine on a 2026 Porsche. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Brrr, beating out the cops. Brrr, breaking the speed limit. Brrr, risking life and limb. Brrr, running red lights. That's sex on the period joke for those that are slow in the back. You know what I'm saying? Now, 47 years old, my sex drive is like the crank start engine on a 1920s Model T box Ford car. 0 to 60, never. Foreplay for me now is like this. Turn on the radio. Damn, I gotta start this old ass shit again, man. This is some bull, man. I need some Viagra or the honey pack. Here we go. He's in the army now, yeah, the army. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy from Company B. That's a soundtrack to my sex. Because I'm getting older. I'm 47 years old, and I am happy. Because a lot of times, black people don't be living that long, especially black males. Between diabetes, police brutality, child support, and the COVID vaccine, we are an endangered species. And as you get older, your priorities start to change. When I was young, I used to want to get some sex. Now that I'm older, I just want to get some sleep, man. I don't need pussy, I need pillows. I don't need the booty, I need the blankets. I don't need titties, I need Tempur-Pedic. Your sex goals change when you get older. When you young, it's all about the orgasm. When you a man over 40, peeing after the orgasm feels better than the orgasm. Because nowadays, you know, whenever I make love to my woman and I should happen to reach the climactic regions, I'm like, ooh, baby, that was good. Make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with the crusts cut off. But when I pee after that shit, I'm like, shit. I'm like, baby, could you do that thing to make me pee after I came? It feels so wonderful. I need a cigarette and I don't even smoke. Newport Box 100s. And if those aren't available, give me them Virginia Slims. You get strange injuries when you get older too, strange injuries. 2 weeks ago, I tore my ACL playing basketball in my dreams, man. I hit the game-winning shot, Curry. Now I gotta take ice baths instead of bubble baths, using Bengay like it's lotion, going on my date smelling like a hospital bed, hospitally fresh. But I realized I was getting old when I realized I really do enjoy the taste of a pastrami Reuben. And for those that don't know, that's an old school sandwich on old school ingredients. They come with Swiss cheese, Thousand Island, sauerkraut, that's convalescent cuisine. I have it every Thursday at 4 p.m. with a tapioca pudding and a yoo-hoo while watching the Golden Girls. I think Blanche is beautiful, and if they could bring her back to life, I would make her my boo-boo. Because Blanche got that boom, 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 boom. Thank you for being a friend. Booty, man. Blanche was beautiful. She the reason why I love older women. I'm not talking 10 years older. I'm talking AARP, man. Because older ladies, they don't play no games. They just want to shag and die. That's it, man. That's it. They don't got too many expectations. Plus, they cook for you. They clean for you. They give you some of them soft, warm oatmeal raisin cookies. You ain't never had cookies until you had grandma's soft, warm oatmeal raisin cookies. I want to meet a lady so old, if I get pregnant by accident, she will give birth to a college graduate. That baby go from maternity to fraternity immediately. Zuma Coon baby, you know? Now, even though I'm 47, I think I can still have children. And my girl can have kids, but you can't mix old sperm with old eggs. You're going to get an elderly children, you know what I'm saying? My lady have my baby is going to come out crying like Joe Biden. Where? I need some milk. Where? I need some milk. Come on. Let me sniff your hair. It feels comfortable like I'm sucking on a pacifier. Wah. Baby gonna come out with a full receded hairline and teeth and grays. Baby gonna look like Morgan Freeman. And I was in the womb for 9 long months. The doctor pulled me out of the forceps and introduced me into the cruel, cold world. You see, I'm glad I'm with my lady, man, because I had to be careful with those older ladies, man, you know? Because even though I'm getting older, I still, you know, I'm afraid I might break something. You know, I might break the urn. Because I be going to Pound Town, and I be treating a coochie like it's a catcher's mitt from the 1920s that's won about 3 or 4 World Series, and I'm just giving her the fastball. I'm just giving her the fastball. I got to be careful, man. I'm giving her the fastball, man. When I was in my dating days, I used to meet a lot of these older ladies on Tinder. Because I'm my age. Most women I meet online brag about being 35, but I know for a fact that they're 60. Because no woman brags about being 35 unless they 60. And this is the thing, ladies, you know, when y'all lie about y'all age, y'all like to lie and try to throw dudes off and say that you're younger. No, that's stupid. I know you're insecure, but it makes more sense to say that you're even older, you know? Because if you 50, right? No, if you 40 and you tell people you 55, people gonna look at you and be like, oh my God, look at your skin. It's so beautiful. You must be mixed. You from Egypt, black don't crack. Use cocoa butter. But if you 40 trying to say you 25, they're gonna be like, bitch, I know you bullshitting. I can tell by the wrinkles on your hands. The turkey neck is a dead giveaway. Because there's one chick I met on Tinder, she tried to lie about her age. She had a turkey neck. I told her a couple of jokes. I made her laugh. She was like, I was like, did this chick just gobble? Thanksgiving, it's like 6 months. What I gotta bring? Cranberry sauce to the first date? Gravy cologne? She want me to give her some stuffing. That's what she wants. She want me to stuff that bird. Ladies, if you're getting older, the cheapest plastic surgery is to say that you're even older. If you're 50, say you're 75. If you're 75, say you're 95. And if you're 95, just say you dead, man. Like, dad, baby, you look good. How old are you? I'm dead. Like, you're the most beautiful corpse I've ever seen in my life. I met her at the graveyard. I was really digging her. I was really digging her. She was my cemetery Cinderella. Her glass slipper was extremely filthy. Now, my homeboy, when I used to struggle with the dating apps, he said, you need to stop messing with these thoughts on Tinder. You'll find your queen on Craigslist. I said, Craigslist? Word? You mean to tell me I can get a job, furniture, and some pussy on that mama? I hopped on Craigslist. There was some weirdos on there, man. That will satisfy your every desire. Like this one chick told me she would do anything to me if I acted like the Pillsbury Doughboy. And I said, you gotta be a pretty desperate individual to respond to such a ridiculous ad. Which is exactly why I showed up on her doorstep that same night, dressed in white linen. I rung the doorbell. She opened up and poked my stomach. I was like, that woman gave me the best 2 minutes of my life. She was a freak. But then 2 weeks later, I came up with a yeast infection. Because she keep messing with those doughboys, man. So that's why every time I went down on her, it tasted like Pabst Blue Ribbon with that yeasty coochie. You could bake bread with that vagina, man. Now I'm 47. I'm going on my 30th high school year anniversary. Like, when did I graduate? Well, next year. Next year will be year 30. So we're going to It's been 29 years, man. And the one thing that sucks, I ain't really had that much game growing up, you know. I feel like I was pretty handsome, but I never really understood my powers, yo. You know, I never really had the male guidance to point me in the right direction. So I say that to say that it was like I found out a lot of chicks had crushes on me when I was young, man. And I had crushes on them, but I was trying to talk to them and they was just rejecting me. I ain't had no game. But they telling me now. I didn't even tell me 30 years ago with 30 years of less weight. These chicks is huge. These women are unrecognizable. Is your middle school crush recognizable? Well, mine are not. Why you want me when you worn out, man? Why you want me when nobody wants you no more? It's ridiculous. I mean, I thank God I got my lady and she petite, whatever, but damn, man. You should have wanted me You should have wanted me when George Bush Sr. was in office. Now you want me when you ain't get the courage to come out and say you like me until Donald Trump's until we're on the verge of World War III and the end of the world. Now you want to tell me that you like me and you mad, morbidly obese. If I ain't had my girl, I'll still hit it though. I'll still hit it. Man, rappers be getting killed like every day, dying every single day, you know? They say the world's like toughest professions is like oil riggers and like ice fishermen in Alaska, firefighters. They need to add rappers to that, man. It's the young rappers, man, because it seems like one is dying every single week, but people still keep signing up to get thrown into the belly of the beast. I don't understand it, man. Literally every single week, a notable rapper is getting killed, man. If that happened in the poetry scene, I would not stay in this business, man. If poets was getting killed, rappers was getting killed every single week, you know what I'm saying? I used to be an R&B singer, you know. I got no problem with going back to the R&B and doing my R&B thing. And if R&B singers was getting killed every single week, hey, I used to be a poet, a slam poet, spoken word poet. One of the best poets in Connecticut between 2009 and 2012. You know what I'm saying? I could just slide back into that. And the poets started getting killed every single week. I just switched to being gay, you know what I'm saying? Because gay people are some of the most protected individuals on the planet. Taking a gay man's life is like stepping on a praying mantis. You're gonna get double the penalty and double the time. You know what I mean? Speaking of gay, if you look at a praying mantis and how they look, don't they seem kind of gay? You know, that's like a gay insect. Because they real skinny, you know what I'm saying? They got lip wrists, they booty stick out, and when they fight, you know what I mean? They kind of do the wind. They got sharp hands, man. Like, gay people will cut you. They'll cut you, man. Plus, if you know anything about the mating habits of praying mantis, when a male praying mantis mates with a female, and after the male orgasm, the female praying mantis bites his head off. That is the most lesbian thing that I've heard in my entire life. You're going to take the man's seed and then decapitate him, man? I love vagina probably more than anyone in the universe. But if me getting an orgasm with a woman means I have to lose my head, I don't care if it's the top one or the bottom one. I quit. This is my girlfriend now. Man. Going strong, Dan. It's like 49 minutes. I got so much more material. Y'all don't even realize, man. A lot of terrorism in the world. It's a lot of strange individuals. Can we agree that terrorists are weirdos? Can we agree that terrorists are some odd, strange individuals? You got to be a strange individual to blow up a bunch of innocent people based on a religious belief that you can't prove, and your main goal is to get booty in the afterlife. If you getting real booty, you ain't worrying about no dead booty. All I'm saying is, if there was an orgy before 9/11, both of those towers would still be standing. And you ever notice, whenever you see the yearbook picture of a terrorist, they always have a look on their face like they just got caught masturbating in a public library? That face was a cry for help. They just needed a little bit of loving. I learned this word incel. That means involuntarily celibate. That means they're too peculiar to get any buns. You know what I'm saying? So they get all this built up testosterone and they blow people up. Because nobody wants to blow up their balls. But I got a way we can cure this situation, man. I got a way we can rectify the situation. Some ladies, man, are going to have to swallow their pride and start having sex with random, weird-looking strangers. You might save a couple of lives. It is very patriotic. Now, every time I say this joke, the coochies collectively close in the room. It's like, I could never sleep with a stranger. That is beneath me. Bullshit. Some of you women have had sex with strangers during your college years when it wasn't legal to get free drinks. You can't have sex with a stranger that's a potential terrorist to stop potential acts of terrorism. Y'all some selfish bitches. If I had a pussy, I would be a hero. They would call me Mo Heroin. I would be saving the earth one dick at a time. Like, look at you, you weird terrorist, hairy, scary looking motherfucker. You don't want to blow some shit up. Take me to the bathroom. Hit it from the back. You ain't blowing up shit because I'm blowing up your balls. I'm blowing up terrorist balls. And I know it sounds kind of gay, but if I got to be a little sweet in order to save some American citizen, because you get different war medals if you're a war hero. Purple Heart, Silver Star. Ladies, I know you love jewelry. If you fuck somebody that's a potential terrorist and stop enacting terrorism, you know what you get? The Crimson Cunt. Platinum pussy lips on an Olympic ribbon. They always talking about 72 virgins. 72 virgins, that's a lot of damn virgins, man. First of all, where did they get this number? And I never slept with a virgin, but I can imagine it is extremely annoying. It's like, ouch, it's my first time. Slow down. Ouch, it's my first time. Slow down. You got to deal with this for eternity. 3 women an hour for 24 hours for all time. Man, bump 72 virgins. Just give me like 5 hoes. I'm good. 5 hoes in a gas station Viagra will do the trick. Now, they be shooting up all kinds of stuff. They be blowing up all kinds of stuff. They shot up a techno club. They shot up a country concert. They even blew up an Ariana Grande concert. That made me realize one important thing. You could actually lose your life if you're a fan of shitty music. Step up your taste and your tunes. I can't see them blowing up the Doobie Brothers. Those motherfuckers is legends. He came from somewhere back in the long ago. Oh God, the music was so good, I was gonna blow the place up, but I'd rather just dance with my machine gun. Sentimental food, cause he's trying. Wonder why my terrorists sound like he's from Transylvania. Since when did Dracula like to bomb people? 1 bomb. 2. 3 bombs. That's so stupid. Now, right after 9/11, they had this saying, if you see something, say something. What if Donald Trump said, if you see something, smash something? Meaning, if somebody weird, looking strange in the corner, like they may be an incel and have potential to probably sacrifice his own life and kill everybody in the room for the prospect of potential 72 virgins. It is your civic duty to intervene and take that mofo to the bathroom and make it do what it do. It's very patriotic for the greater good. This is how Trump be bugging, so I could actually imagine him coming up with this crazy ass rule. Like, listen here. I know there are a lot of weirdos throughout the United States. I know there's a lot of terrorism in incels. But I've come with the greatest idea of all time. If you see a weirdo in the back of the room who obviously gets no buns, take him to the restroom, have dirty Wuhan sex with him. You will lower terrorism by 37%. This is not fake news. Let him grab your pussy. Grab him by the balls. Bum, bum, ba, dum. Bum, ba, dum, ba, dum, bum, bum, bum. What if Joe Biden was on board and he came up with that same law? If you see a guy in the back of the room, come on, he looks like he doesn't get any he looks like he doesn't get any buns. Take him to the bathroom. Have dirty North Korean sex with him. Let him sniff your hair the way I sniff people's hair. This will lower terrorism by 37%. Bump, bump, down. Bump, 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 bump. Now, what if the Democrats' hero, Barack Obama, was on one accord with Donald Trump, Joe Biden, at the same exact time? I know. There's a lot of strange individuals throughout the United States, but I have a proposal. I have a way we can rectify the situation. You see, young lady, what you want to do is, if you see an individual in the back of the room that obviously gets 0 bucks, take him to the bathroom. Drop your trousers. Put hot honey on your butt cheeks. Have dirty Wuhan sex with him. And you will lower terrorism by 37%. Bump up a dump. Bump a dump, bump up, bump up. He said, do Kamala Harris like to him? It was hard for me to vote for Kamala Harris, man. It was hard for me to vote for Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely needed a change. It would be nice to see just something different, man. It's nothing but old white men, and Barack Obama is white to me as well, that have been running this country for the past 257 years. It's good we changed it up, man. Kamala could have won it. She could have won it, but I blame her handlers. I blame her constituents, and I blame myself, man, because she was getting the black questions wrong too much. She was getting the black questions wrong too much. And black folks, we're not a monolith. A lot of us can tell when somebody just cosplaying and faking the funk on their blackness. And that's what it seemed like she was doing, man. That's why it was hard for to vote for her, man. They asked her, Kamala Harris! Who was your favorite rapper? Who did you listen to when you was in college? I listened to Snoop Dogg and Tupac. Great choices. Fantastic choices, man. Wonderful choices. Here's the problem, man. Kamala Harris graduated college in like 1983. What'd she do? Listen to Tupac when he was 13? She was listening to Snoop Dogg on 8-track. But you know what? I give her a pass, man, because Kamala Harris did not have the traditional black American upbringing. She was raised by an Indian mother, right? She had a Jamaican father who was never in her life. She was born in California and she grew up in Canada. So she did not have a traditional American upbringing. So I give her a pass on that particular obvious lie. But then they asked her another question. Like, Kamala Harris! Did you smoke weed when you was in college? She was like, I used to blow the trees all the time. Which is what a lot of college students do. A lot of college students blow trees in college. Here's the problem, man. It made Kamala Harris seem like kind of a hypocrite. Because when she was the attorney general in the early 2000s for California, she got a lot of brothers locked up over marijuana. But you know what? I still give her a pass, because when people get their jobs, their habits change, they're into different things. I have a CDL, I can no longer partake of edibles or marijuana. I get it. But then they asked her one final question, and it was the straw that broke the camel's back. They say, Kamala Harris, what is your specialty dish that you like to prepare for your friends and your family? She's like, but I will have you know, I make a mean batch of collard greens. It's like, what? Who taught her how to make them greens? Who taught her how to make them greens? Because Jamaicans ain't known for making collard greens, and Indians damn sure ain't known for making collard greens. And I was debating with one of my Jamaican friends. He's like, you know, collard greens, it's kind of like callaloo. I was like, no, it's not. Both begin with the letter C. Both are the color green. Both have the same amount of syllables. But callaloo is not with collard greens. But you know what? I still give her a pass, because she went to Howard University, and maybe the Skiwees, the AKAs, taught her how to make that dish. Maybe that was the final dish that she had to make in order to get into the sorority. But then she had people convinced, but she had to take it to the next level. And she said, in one Thanksgiving, it was so many collard greens, I had to wash them in the bathtub. Like, hold on. You had to what? You had to wash the greens in the bathtub? I don't care if you voted for her. I don't care if you love her. No black person in the history of blackness has ever prepared food in the bathtub and bathroom and served it to their loved ones and their friends. I don't care. None of us do that. That is not a black thing, period. So in knowing this, and understanding how Kamala Harris prepares her greens and washes them in the bathtub with ashy feet, ashy booty cheeks, and doodle stains, and all kinds of nastiness be inside that bathtub. If she prepared that plate, that dish of tub greens, and showed up on your doorstep Thanksgiving, would you let her in the house? Would you let her put them greens on the table? Would you eat them goddamn greens? Hell no, you wouldn't eat those joints, man. No, you wouldn't eat them. I don't care if you voted for her or not. But around the time she was campaigning, there were a lot of Indian street food videos. And if you know anything about them Indian street food videos, let's just say the ones that I saw on TikTok, I would say 100% of them would not pass health inspections, man. These dudes is blowing snot rockets, coughing over the soup, serving scoops of soup with their bare hands that they just finished scratching their booty cheeks, and they throw the soup in the bag and lick their fingers and grab more soup and throw more in the bag. And that is Kamala Harris's people. So when I take those developments into consideration, she probably did cook them greens, man. She probably did cook them greens. But that's ultimately, that's what made it hard for me to vote for her, man. Now, as far as I know, I don't have any children. And my mom's always getting on me talking about, Mo, when you gonna make me some kids? When you gonna make some grandkids? I said, when you let me have company past 10 p.m., I can't afford rent and hotels. My mother is a hater. This is preposterous. And this is the thing. My mother recently got saved. My mother recently found Christ. So she no longer fornicating. She no longer having sex in the house. So if she's not allowed to have sex in the house, nobody's allowed to have sex in the house. And it's some bull. My moms don't even go to church. My mother be sipping wine while watching YouTube sermons. You know what I'm saying? My mother be sipping wine while watching T.D. Jakes, Tony Evans, and Joe Osteen. And I'm like, Dad, Mom, why is you sipping wine? Why are you watching church? Like, What you talk about? This is the blood of Christ. This is directly from the Bible. This is in Ecclesiastes. This is the Passover. I said, Mom, I understand that. But you're drinking Pinot Grigio, though. It's the wrong color. And bad enough, it's not even the bottled Pinot Grigio. It's the box Pinot Grigio. You know what I'm saying? That Franzia with the plastic bag on the inside and the spigot on the outside. She gonna run out of wine, filling up her glass. About only God is my judge. God is my only judge. That's the wine spigot sound. That's also the sound fellas should be making when you're pleasing your lady. My mother's ministry is preventing me from getting holes. My mother's ministry is cock blocking. She could be at the pearly gates right now, and the Lord would be like, Mrs. Scott, what did you do to deserve to get into the kingdom of heaven? I blocked my son from having over 1,000 thoughts. Now let me through the pearly gates, boo-boo, and I better get the big cloud on the west wing, extra puffy, extra fluffy, with the Netflix included. Yes, I heard they have Netflix in heaven. It's in the cloud. Get it? Nah, that's not the reason. The reason why I have no kids is every time I get lucky and I hook up with a woman, you know what I'm saying? The next day I cook her like a nice little breakfast. And when she's not paying attention, I put a Plan B pill in her coffee, you know what I'm saying? With Bill Cosby like accuracy. Duh. Steph Curry like form. Look at the flick of the wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. And then my homeboy was like, yo, you stupid as fuck. Why don't you just use a condom? I said, because she going to notice the rubber floating in the cup, you dumb motherfucker. We know for a fact coffee does not dissolve condoms. I tried it with my ex. I almost choked her to death, man. She was choking on a Trojan in her Folgers. Choking on a Trojan in her Folgers. Choking on a Trojan in her Folgers. Choking on a Trojan. On a Trojan. Choking on a Trojan. Y'all going to be singing that song later on tonight, too, right? Choking on a Trojan in her Folgers. Choking on a Trojan in her Folgers. Choking on a, y'all gonna be singing that later on tonight, man. I'm gonna let you go with this because I've been doing this for over an hour. I got so much more material, you know. I ain't gonna go forever, but you know what I mean. I got at least 3 hours of it, but this is my last bit. I do need to have some children, man. I need to have some kids. Until Elon Musk makes the nanotechnology to potentially make us immortal. Until we get to that point, the only way you can live forever is passing on your seed and extending your genes and your legacy. And if I have some kids, you know what I'm saying, I got to go to the motherland, you know, have a side baby. You know what I mean? Because I got my lady right now, and we can't have no Joe Biden baby or whatever. So I got to go to the motherland and have a side baby. If Viola Davis could deal with it in fences, my lady can deal with it in real life, man. And I gotta have myself a child with a beautiful African sister. You know what you want to know the main reason? Because the infomercials in the 80s and the 90s, and Sally Struthers told me it only costs 25 cents a day to raise a healthy African black baby, man. That's only $7.50 per month. I can afford that. I pay more for Disney Plus, and I don't even watch it. Just like how I'm not gonna watch that baby, because my dad never watched me. I'm following in my father's footsteps, which happen to be not so big because he's only 5'6". He has very little shoes. Hey, that's the workout right there. I did some new. I got some requests from Fortnite, man. Big up to you, man. I appreciate you always checking in. You know what I'm saying? So I had to hit him with that. Today was just all about the jokes. I wanted to get away from everything else. It was just about the jokes. I always tell comedians, man, for young up-and-coming comedians, there's no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy gods are not giving you anything new to elaborate and write, if they're not giving you no new ideas, that is their way of telling you to perfect and work on the ideas that they already gave you, man. Stay out of the drama. Stay out of the rumors. Stay out of the nonsense. Stay out of the BS. Focus on the funny, lead with love. Holla at y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.